What's up, people? What's up, YouTube? What's up, clients, supporters, friends, and of course, subscribers? Thank you for subscribing and for considering subscribing to my channel. Thank you so much. This video upload is a bit different. It's about, I'm calling it actually, what not to do when you have a curly perm or a chemical in your hair. What not to do. What not to do. What not to do. And full disclosure, this wonderful, beautiful client who has been coming to me, her first time was October 25th, 2021. She has given me full disclosure and allowed me to do this video. And what's so different about this video is because it's called What Not to Do when you have a curly perm or a chemical in your hair. Okay, she has a curly perm. Whenever I do videos on curly perms, I get a lot of views. And so I know that people are out there trying to find out more information about the curly perms. I've been doing them since 1981. Okay, so this beautiful, beautiful client of mine, the first time she came to get her curly perm was October 25th, 2021. She's a new client, first time coming to me. Never saw her before. She found me online. She researched me. She found out that I had a lot of experience with these curly perms, which I do have. And she booked with me, and she came in on October 25th, 2021, which she got a virgin application, meaning that she had never had a curly perm. And just full disclosure, you have to be totally natural to get a curly perm. No chemicals in your hair, which means no relaxer, no color. Just straight virgin hair. No chemicals, no color, no relaxer. And so what you're seeing me doing here is actually a retouch. And so the reason I wanted to make a video about this or upload is because, again, it's called What Not to Do. So what's the big deal with this video? The big deal is she really was not coming in when she was supposed to be coming in to get the retouch. So she has experienced a lot of severe breakage. And that's what happens if you have a chemical in your hair, such as a curly perm or a relaxer, which are two separate chemicals. You can't get one. If you have one, you can't get the other. But they're both chemicals, so I want to talk about this in this video because it applies to whether you have a curly perm or relaxed hair. So whenever you get the retouch on any chemical service, you want to wait 2.5, 3 months. With most people who have relaxers, they get retouched in about 6 to 8 weeks. With curly perms, I recommend 2.5 to 3 months with the curly perms. So since this video is about a curly perm, and that's what I'm doing on her now, her first one again was October 25th, 2021. She came in for her first retouch March 31st, 2022. Again, her first virgin application was October 25th, 2021. She came in for the retouch, her first retouch, March 31st, 2022. So in all honesty, she stretched that first retouch out a little bit too far. So October, November, December, January, February, March, that's 5 months. I always give people Aftercare whenever they get their curly perm. And a lot of other services I do, I give Aftercare. which means that I educate the client on what they're supposed to do for the upkeep, the maintenance, and all of that. I text them the information when they're sitting in my room getting the service in my salon suite. And the reason I do that is because if they have any questions, they can read it over and they can ask me then while they're there. Okay, so I always recommend the retouch of a curly perm 2.5 to 3 months. So she went 6 months before, or 5 months rather, before she got her first retouch. So she stretched that out a little far. One thing about chemicals, you guys, you have to go in and get the maintenance when it's time to get the maintenance. Because if you don't go in and get your chemical maintenance done, which she has a curly perm, and I recommended and texted her the information and informed her in person at the first service when she first got the virgin curly perm, I need to be seeing you back in the salon in my chair in 2.5 to 3 months. She did not come back in 2.5 to 3 months. She came back in 5 months. So that was her first curly perm retouch. She waited 5 months, which means she waited too long. So even though you're waiting too long, you may feel like no harm is being done to your hair. You may not see anything happening to your hair right away. You may not notice. And it could be small changes happening to your hair because you're waiting too long. Okay, so she waited 5 months for the first retouch. The second retouch, which was actually 6 months later. And that's what we're doing now because this is her second retouch. So the first retouch, she waited 5 months. Excuse me. And the second one, which is this one I'm doing right now, the one you're seeing me do, she waited 6 months. And so again, this is the second time she has stretched it out way too far. Plus, she started a new job. She just finished school, getting education for a new career. Congratulations to her. Wonderful girl, beautiful spirit. But whenever you get a chemical, you guys, if you're not willing to come in when you need to come in, you're going to start seeing some breakage, some shedding, and some hair loss. And as I go through here, I'm going to put some pictures of some of the hair loss that she has experienced. She experienced severe hair loss because, in my opinion, extreme hair loss that could have been avoided. Number one, because she stretched the first retouch out to 5 months instead of getting it in the 2.5 to 3 months as I had advised her. And that I advise all my curly perms clients. That's number one. Number two, this second retouch that I am doing right now on this video upload, she stretched that out 6 months. So that's more than double the amount of time, or that's double the amount of time she's supposed to. This service right here was supposed to be, although it's her second retouch, it was supposed to really be her third because she skipped a time in between because, as I said, this retouch that you see me doing right now, this is 6 months later. So she should have had one 3 months prior to this one, 2.5 to 3 months prior to the one you see me doing right now. Plus, as I mentioned, she just started a new job. She just finished school. Got some education in the service industry, and the service industry is a beast. So it's a lot that you go through when you first get in the service industry. So all of that can also create some stress and some anxiety. Now, if any of you guys have listened to any of my other videos, you know and are well aware because I communicated oh so carefully and so thoroughly that stress will definitely cause hair loss. So in my professional opinion, I believe a lot of the shedding and the hair loss came from her not coming in on a consistent basis. Again, this is her second retouch. It should have been her third one. So whenever you get a chemical, I must stress that you have to come in when you need to come in. If you don't, then please know that your hair is going to be pretty much transitioning, and you're going to have two textures of hair going on, and they're going to be fighting against each other, and one of them is going to win. So the practical way I usually explain that is to clients is that it's almost like you have a flower garden in your front yard, a flower garden. You have all these beautiful flowers in the garden. And then if you don't get out there and do your due diligence when the weeds pop up and you get the weeds, you go out there, you get on your hands and knees and you, excuse me, and you pull those weeds up. If you don't get those weeds out of that flower garden, they're going to overtake and overconsume and overwhelm that flower garden, and they're going to kill the flowers. So that's my practical way. You can't have chemically treated hair and natural hair. They're going to be fighting against each other. That's what we in the professional world, we call transitioning hair. So whenever you're doing that, then your hair is going to start, it's going to be some shedding, some breaking, number one, just from that alone. And then whenever you're stressed or having anxiety or anything, you're experiencing a stressful time in your life where you're having a lot of anxiety and stress, that stress and anxiety will cause your hair to go into the resting stage, which the hair has 4 stages of hair growth. You can Google it. If you type into Google what are the 4 stages of hair growth, you will see one of the stages is the resting stage, resting, resting. And what that basically means is when your hair is in a resting stage, everyone's hair goes into a resting stage because it's one of the 4 stages of hair growth. So when your hair goes into the resting stage, that's when it sheds. So when you're stressed and have anxiety, or you're having a stressful time and you're worried about something, or you're overthinking something because you're worried about something, you're stressed about something, then that causes your hair to go into the resting stage, which, as I just mentioned, that's the stage where your hair will start to shed and break off. So when you combine having a chemical but not coming in when you need to with experiencing stress, then that's going to be 2 reasons that your hair is going to be shedding. That's going to be 2 causes of it. And so I feel like she was experiencing both. She still has hair. As you can see, the curly perm has made her hair grow. Her hair was not that long. I mean, that's one thing I love about curly perms. Number one, they do not make your hair come out. They make your hair grow and get thicker. Number two, they make your hair grow. Like the length of your hair grows pretty fast. But again, if clients are not doing their due diligence, then you're going to see hair loss, breakage. If you're dealing with stress, then you're going to be having some hair loss and some breakage and shedding from stress. Like a lot of things to do with the health of your hair is internal, not always external. Sometimes, a lot of times it's internal. Like how healthy you are. Do you take multivitamins? Do you drink water? Are you taking care of yourself? Are you stress-free? I mean, everybody goes through stress and worry and anxiety at some points in our life. We're human. So, but there's many things, numerous things that you can do to put that stress and anxiety at bay, such as walking, taking a hot bath, draw you a hot bath, put some bubble bath in there, some Calgon in there, take a hot bath, bubble bath, play some jazz music, put some candles around, the little battery operated candles, just put yourself in a spa like mood. Listen to jazz, read books. It's so many things you can do to relieve the stress and anxiety that you have. Because if you don't, it's going to cause hair loss. Now, it's a number of video uploads that I have on my channel that talks about that. I'm going to put some up for you. I'm going to recommend some videos that you watch that will help you with what this video topic is about. So I'm going to be putting them up throughout this video. Ones that I recommend that you watch on my channel. I'm also going to upload some pictures of the hair loss that she experienced. Some of the pictures that she sent me. And the way this started out is she texted me like a week ago, sending me a bunch of pictures of her hair and the hair loss that she's experiencing and asking me what could be the reason. And of course, the reason was and is and still remains that she had not came in 6 months. So pretty much, as I mentioned, I give my clients so much education, and I text them the information. I do every due diligence that I can, because at the end of the day, I want every client that sit in my chair to have healthy hair. But at the end of the day, it's a team effort. If you don't come in like you should, especially if you have a chemical, you have to get those chemical retouches when you're supposed to. Now, don't get them too soon, but you definitely want to get them when you're supposed to. As I mentioned with the Curly Perm, I recommend 2.5 to 3 months. Now, if you decide, okay, I'm going to go in 5 months, even though Miss Williams told me 2.5 to 3 months, and I don't see you back for 5 months, that's going to be on you. That's not going to be on the team. That's going to be one that you're going to have to take it up and suck it up for yourself because you didn't come in the recommended time. The same thing is if you come in 6 months, but I recommended 2.5 to 3 months. You come in 6 months, that means you were supposed to came in twice. Like this service she's getting right now, she was supposed to came in one other time prior to this one. So if you're going to get a chemical in your hair, whether it be a relaxer, a curly perm, or any type of color like blonde color or any color where you're going from black to a lighter color, whether it's red, purple, honey blonde, any of that, those are chemicals. So if you don't come in with any of those relaxers, curly perm, color, you don't do your part. You don't do your due diligence. You don't do what you're supposed to do. You don't handle your business. If you don't do that, then you're going to see breaking, shedding, and all of that. You're going to see all of that because your hair going to be confused. It's going to wonder, okay, do I'm supposed to be straight or natural? Am I supposed to be natural or chemical free? Like chemical free or with a chemical? Your hair going to be confused and it's going to start breaking and shedding. Again, I'm going to put up some videos that I recommend that you watch to help you to understand this. I'm also going to put up some pictures of the hair loss that she experienced. And again, she has given me full disclosure. She has allowed me to put this video out here. We discussed this and we're doing what we would love to do. We're doing this out of an act of love to help other women so that you will avoid this type of hair loss. So if you're going too long in between your chemical services and you're going through a stressful or anxious time period in your life, then that's a double whammy because you got two things going on. Don't wait till you see a lot of damage before you contact your hairstylist, especially if you know you're not doing what the stylist have instructed you to do. And then all of a sudden you text the stylist and you say, oh, I don't know what's going on with my hair. Well, really, you do know, especially if the stylists have educated you, especially as I do with my clients. So please, definitely, please drop any comments down below. Tell me what kind of experiences you've had with your chemical services. If you have done anything similar to this, like gone too long in between your color services, your relaxer services, your curly perm services, just drop a comment down below and I always answer and respond to every comment. Again, I've been doing hair since 1981. Drop your comments and let me know. Even if you have a curly perm and you're not a client of mine, but one thing about it is, you guys, with chemicals, sometimes people will call me or text me or email me and they will ask me questions about chemicals, and they're not a client of mine. I really don't, in all honesty, I can't really with a good conscience give out information on chemicals. If you've had a bad experience with another stylist who have given you a curly perm and you've experienced a bad situation, and I can't correct the situation, or I'm not going to know what they did. In all honesty, what I always advise people is, if you've had a bad experience with a hairstylist, my first suggestion and recommendation would be to contact that person. Because if you contact me and I'm supposed to try to figure out what they did, I'm not going to know what they did. So, because I'm not going to know if they overprocessed your hair. I'm not going to know, what kind of experience they have. I'm not going to know whether they are licensed or not. I'm not going to know pretty much anything. So what I recommend to people all the time, and I have videos on my channel about this as well, I recommend that you vet the stylist, VET, which means that you research the stylist and you make sure they're licensed and experienced. And that's something that you have to do. If you're looking for a licensed and experienced person, then you need to do your due diligence and do the research till you find them. If you don't care if they're licensed and experienced and you have a bad negative outcome, then, that may be the reason why. So, find people with experience. And I do curly perms. If, you're in Atlanta, that's where I'm at. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm going to do another video with her, and we're going to do a Zoom, and we're going to get down and dirty and get gritty and get some more information to you guys. So look forward to that upload. Again, we're going to do a Zoom. I'm going to record it and Q&A, and I'm going to get some more information to you guys with that. So look for that upload. Be blessed and be safe. See you soon. Thanks for watching.